Now, by far the most viewed video on my channel is about the Lanthanotus borneensis, and that actually been a long time ago I made that video, and I haven't made a proper video about the Borneo Earless monitors since then, and I figured I just set up their new terrarium. This is the perfect moment to at least show you their new setup, and of course we're also gonna put them in there and see how they are gonna behave in this. Before we go any further, I need to apologize for all the banging, but the Manaujas are just moving about so much. They see me and they're like, "Boot!" But that's how it goes. Now, this is not going to be a full care video. I'm still working on some details for that, but you can expect that one in the near future. But of course the terrarium and how we set it up is one of the major parts of their care. And of course we're also going to look at their natural environment and see how I'm trying to replicate that in this setup. Now, if I had to give this terrarium setup a name, it would be simplistic, naturalistic. I tried to go with a setup that was easy for me to maintain and check upon the animals, because there are going to be several animals in here, but also where they can exhibit all their natural behavior. So that's why there's no background in there, which is a bit of a shame, because I want a lot of plants in here, but I just couldn't be bothered honestly to build another natural background. So I thought this would look great, especially as the other setups are set up in the same way. Now, the setup itself is a major upgrade compared to the ones they are in now. Most people keep their Lanthanotus separately or prepare in an HetTerrarium setup of 90, 45, 45, so about 10 centimeters maximum water depth, and they seem to do great in there. But I just wanted it to be a bit bigger. Now, the setup is actually 120 centimeters long, 60 centimeters deep, and it's also 50 centimeters high. They don't need this height at all. They don't climb. They mostly stay in the water or very close to it, in hiding in the substrate. But I did want to have a bit more height because it's easier to work around with, in case I put anything else in here in the future, and also because I want a lot of Bornean plants in this setup. Now, the water level can get to 16 centimeters at maximum, but I have it a little bit lower so it's easy for them to reach the surface, and that's one of the things you want to think about when you set up a Lanthanotus terrarium. They like to hide in burrows or in holes where they can easily reach the surface, so that's very important for them. So that's why the water level doesn't need to be much higher than this. You could even go a bit lower. They don't swim as well as the Shinosaurus do. They mostly walk around on the floor like a Varanid does, so you don't need a very high water level. And also, if you look at the natural range and you look at the waters they are found in, and in the mud and in the puddles, you will see that most of that is pretty shallow water. Now, there is also a land section in this setup, and as I said in the first video about the Lanthanotus, is that when they are young they are pretty much constantly in the water, but when they get older, especially females, do spend a bit more time on land. And although these are very aquatic lizards, they do lay eggs, so we need to make sure to have area for them to dig around, to hide in, and to lay eggs in. So that's what this area is. It's 30 centimeters wide, goes all the way to the back. As you can see, there's a big mixture. Man, there's a big mixture of cocoa peat, there's sphagnum moss in there. I mixed some sand in so it's easier for them to dig burrows and they stay whole. And there are leaves in there, some bark, so it's a big mixture in there. The filtration is done by means of an internal filtration. As you can see, it's a pretty small one, and that's because I exchange the water pretty often. I like to keep them in relatively clean water. So this filtration system is mostly there to collect any floating debris from when they're feeding or defecating, and also to keep a bit of more movement in the water. There's also a ration stone behind all the decoration to also keep movement over there, so I don't have a pocket where all kind of detritus is collecting and will cause bacteria growth and will eventually cause some troubles. Of course the water is heated. It's heated to about 25 degrees, and that's about the temperature most people keep them at 24 to 26. I have noticed that if I kept them a bit warmer than that, so at 27, 28, they move out of the water a lot more. So they don't seem to enjoy very warm water, but they do enjoy constant temperatures. If you also look at the climate graphs from the climates they are found in, there's pretty much no difference between a summer or a winter. They are very close to the equator, so it's pretty much tropical all year round. In some parts of the year there's more rain as others, so there's a bit more flow and a bit more deeper water, but that's about it. The water temperature and also the pH stays pretty much the same all year round, so that's very important. So that's why the heater is in there. And this room has a constant air temperature of about 24 to 26 degrees in general. It can go a bit up, but it doesn't really go below there. So that's perfect for these guys, because I gotta make sure that the air temperature is at least the same temperature as the water temperature, or preferably 1 or 2 degrees higher, because if the air temperature is too cold and they breathe in this cold air, they will get respiratory issues, the same as aquatic turtles might. So that's something we want to think about. So that's pretty much the basis, and as you can see, I put in a lot of stuff because they need to hide. These are very reclusive animals. They are pretty much not active by day. It can be a bit, and you do see them hanging out of their burrows by day when it's very calm, but in general and also in nature they hide away by day constantly, and they are active by night. So I made sure they have plenty of spaces to hide in, and what I also made sure is that they have hiding places where they can reach their air pocket very easily. So I have all these cork tubes in there where they can hide in and easily reach the surface. I don't know, it's probably way too much in the dark, but as you can see, I created all kind of heights all over the setup, so it's easy for them to choose a level they want to hang in, like for instance in here and underneath there and there. So that's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be easy for them to get on the land. Now this is Ficus sagittata, and this species is actually found in Borneo. There is some potals in there too, but I'm probably gonna take it out as soon as I have more Bornean begonias and ficus that I can put in here. And as you can see, I have this all standing up, so I hope this will all overgrow with all Bornean plants. So I think I have talked enough about the setup. I'm gonna grab the Lanthanotus and then we're gonna put them in here. Okay, in here I have the first two Lanthanotus. They definitely hate to be out of the water and they stretch very easily, so I'm gonna grab them quickly and put them in the setup. I don't want them to bite each other or bite me. Oh no, one is getting out. Now they will definitely try to grab you, and when they grab you they will do sort of a death roll. They're absolutely, I'm not holding this one correctly. Wait a second. They are awesome lizards. This one is in shed, as you can see, with the pale belly. They move around a lot. They definitely don't like this. They have grown so much since I got them. I'm just gonna put them in. Oh, this looks so cool. I'll put the other one in and then I'll show you. Now they have been doing great in their setup where I put them together to see if they would match. No fighting at all, they all feed, so I hope it stays the same. So that will mean it's probably a trio or all females. Males together will fight, they will definitely fight. Sometimes females can also be a bit less tolerant towards each other, but if you look at their natural range and how they are found, they're actually found the same square footage, 1 male per 2 females. So it is logical to keep them as pair or as a trio as long as you give them enough space. Now let's just check them out. Now there you can see the sheet they have over their eye. People say that will help them to see underwater, but they see so badly underwater. They have a very poor eyesight, but their tactile senses are very well developed, and their smells also very well developed. You even see them using that pharyngeal tongue under the water. That's different, huh? A bit of flow. Now there is a bit of flow in this water, and these guys are not used to that. So they're gonna you need to use their muscles a bit more, but that's okay. They will develop eventually, and if not, I can always slow down the water flow. But I do like a bit of movement in there, and for them to have a bit more, exercise, I would almost say. Now some of you guys might think, don't talk so much, you just let me look at them, but I'm just marveling over them together with you at the moment. Because I don't see him this active a lot. And as expected, they're all hiding. Can you see that one? All the way in the back. This is what you want. Just these different heights on different levels, so they can choose where to hang around, and they can hang and easily reach the surface. This is pretty much what they would do in their natural range too. Time to close this off. I think they're gonna enjoy the new terrarium. There it goes. And I hope you enjoyed me taking you along with putting this together, just explaining why we made certain decisions. And I'm definitely gonna keep you updated. I am busy with a care video about these guys, but there's so much I want to talk about. So I want to make sure it's a proper video about these amazing lizards. So until then, I hope you at least enjoyed me showing these amazing lizards to you. I'm so happy they're finally in their bigger setup, and they're definitely gonna get used to a bit more flow in the water, and it's a bit deeper, but I'm sure they're gonna enjoy this. It's already been so much fun seeing them exploring their new setup, so I can't wait to see what they're gonna do in here. So happy they're finally in here, and I'm again so sorry about the kabonk of my Manarios. But yeah, that was it for this video. I hope I didn't forget anything, because there's so much to talk about. There's some cool videos coming. I'm finally having a vacation in a few days, so we're gonna visit a lot of people, and of course I'm gonna take you along as much as possible. So I hope you stick around for that. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.